Yeah? Okay, wonderful. So good evening, councillors, staff, distinguished guests and members of the public who are present in the gallery or who may be viewing this meeting online. I declare this meeting open at 6:30. Welcome to our special council meeting. My name is Anne Howard and I am the Chief Executive Officer here at the City of Darebin. The municipality that we call the City of Darebin today is part of the traditional land of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people, who never ceded this country and who have continued to practice culture and to nurture this land and these waterways for tens of thousands of years. At Darebin, we always start our council meetings by acknowledging the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people as the traditional owners of the country, and we pay our respects to their elders, past and present, and we deeply value their leadership and their wisdom, and it is meaningful to us that truth is emerging, that treaty is real, and that self-determination will come. We also pay our respects to future leaders who have responsibility for the ongoing practice of culture and caring for country and community. And I also extend our acknowledgement and respect to all other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who may be present this evening or who are part of our own workplace or our wonderful municipality. Tonight we're privileged to have Uncle Andrew Gardner representing the Wurundjeri people and their practice of welcoming people to this country. I'll call Uncle Andrew forward.
Thank you very much. How are we?
Well, good.
Good evening. My name's Andrew Gardner. I know quite a few people here tonight, which is really good. I feel really comfortable. And I'm an elder, and it's always hard to follow an acknowledgement that has so much of our welcome in it. So kind of forgive us if we're repeating ourselves. But I've been at lots of things lately where people keep saying that every time they give a speech. It's like one after the other, after the other. So we just have to be patient. So I'm an elder with the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people. Through my mother's line, the Terek clan, and Wandans, that actually goes back to one of the head men from the early 1800s, one of our Norongatas, which was Bebejan. Direct descendancy means that you've got some responsibility to actually do stuff and achieve what you say you're going to honour your word and get some achievements. It's a pleasure for me to be here this evening to do a welcome to country for the Darebin City Council's mayoral elections. Now, thank you very much for the invitation. There were 6 clan groups that made up the Woiwurrung people. We had an oral history, stories passed down from generation after generation. And we believe in what our ancestors and elders tell us as being the truth, because we didn't have a written history. So everything was shared around a campfire through stories. One of our significant stories is our traditional country, and that is from the mouth of the Werribee River in our western boundary, north to its headwaters in the Great Dividing Range, and then easterly across to Mount Baw Baw, and then south through Bunyip, and then westerly across to Morialek Creek. So we say this is our truth. Aboriginal people didn't own land. We were custodians of land. So we looked after it and it looked after us. A bit like our mother cares for us, provides us with food and shelter and care. And these were provided to our ancestors for thousands of years. We took care of the land and the waterways, only using what we needed and left the rest for later so we could come back and not overuse a resource. Got to make the point that we've never ceded our sovereign rights. It's a fundamental truth. So from the tips of the leaves of the trees to the roots in the ground, we share our country with you today. So every time I do a citizenship ceremony, I share that with people. Is that me? No. So for more than 65,000 years, actually recently it's been tuned up to about 110. Why do I say that? Because they've recently uncovered a burial site at Lake Mungo, just north of Balranald in New South Wales. They carbon dated the remains of the food that those people ate, and it was carbon dated to 110,000 years. So, you know what else they found in the fire pit? Oh, sorry, with the burial? Was a green stone axe, and it was quarried from Mount William, just near Lancefield. That's my mob. That's my traditional sacred site, because we fashioned stone axes from that site, and they've been found in the Kimberleys as well. Wow. So we traded those things for many, many years. And so it's interesting to find out something got so far as the Kimberleys in WA, but to see they just got over the river in New South Wales, but it's been carbon dated. So it says our people were here and they were communicating, they were trading way back then. We are one of the longest living continuous cultures in the world, something Australia should be appreciative of and acknowledge. We understand racism and discrimination as we've been persecuted and oppressed in our own country. We've suffered genocide in many forms. Early 1800s, there was 2 waves of smallpox that came down from Sydney town, down the south coast, straight across the state, or our traditional country. The reason why I'm saying that is because it decimated the population. Estimates from historians and researchers is more than 100,000 people across the state of Aboriginal people, various tribal groups. So for when we were pushed onto missions in the 1860s, there was close to 5,000. 2 waves of smallpox devastated our population. We hadn't ever had that here, so we had no immunity, we had no way of fighting it. There's no medication back then to do much about it. Whether that was sent on purpose is the issue. We've had things like massacres. Only 22 registered around the state, many others that weren't registered, where squatters on horseback just rode up and shot everybody in a campsite. Most of those women and children. 1839, or 1838 particularly, is when the land sales occurred. 29 British men bought parcels of land between Werribee River and the Plenty River. Just 2 years. Our people were pushed to the margins, weren't able to hunt and gather their traditional foods. They'd become ill, malnourished. Who cared? Nobody back then. So our traditional country's stolen. I say stolen because we never received any payment for that. We never gave our permission, we never received anything back for it, except getting pushed on the missions and controlled. Thank you very much. Our ancestors didn't give consent to that. And that was an authorised thing by a government that wasn't here. 1830s, 1856 when the Victorian Parliament established, yeah? So in between that time, people were making freelance decisions. So, to be controlled, by 1924, most of the missions are being closed. People were being pushed back into society, except nobody wanted to have us. We had to live on the outskirts of town. Received back to community by racism and discrimination. I say that because I see a lot of people in the room, this colour or from somewhere else, and you understand how racism feels. You know the sting of that. And we need to reflect on those things because that has been attributed to our people for a couple of 100 years now. I could go on about many other things. Servicemen gone to the First World War, come back, never respected for the service they provided, just lucky to come back, treated differently while they were there and treated even worse when they came back. Ignored by a grateful country. White soldiers got soldier settlement blocks to go, oh, you've had a hard time, we'll give you something to how to resettle yourself back into society. Our people just got told to go back home, usually to a mission because they hadn't all closed by then. And then we had the forced child removal policies of the mid-1900s, where unacceptable practice to have your children taken away from you. Can you just imagine that? Mums in the room, put your hand up. How would you feel in the middle of the night, your front door getting kicked in, people rummaging through your house, grabbing your kids out of bed, screaming, being dragged outside and put into a car and driven away? How are you going to feel? What do I do? What'd you take my kids for? Even worse, the kid the next day waking up in an orphanage. Where's my mum? Why did I get taken away from my family? I'm not on a school camp. Not to see their family ever again. How do you think they felt? To be abused. These are the things we need to reconcile. It's not just saying, oh, look, sorry, you know, brush it under the carpet and go on with your life. These things have been there for a couple hundred years now, and they just keep stacking. But we have a change. Today, we've got a statewide treaty that's been negotiated with the state government of Victoria. The Treaty Bill 2025 was passed by the Legislative Assembly and then the Legislative Council. 12th of November, just the other week, treaty document was signed off by all members of the First Peoples Assembly Victoria. And then on the 13th November, last Thursday morning, we all fronted up at Government House. We witnessed the Premier and the Minister for Treaty and First Peoples sign that document too. A culmination of years, decades, at least 10 years on this particular path. And then after that, the Governor signed the Treaty Bill 2025 into law. It was surprising to feel, we've got there, but you know, what are we going to do? Now we've got the big task ahead, is to actually put it into action. So, the 12th of December, or it could be another day, but the 12th of December right now, we're going to have a big treaty signing public event at Fed Square. So everybody's invited to come along. I'm passing that invitation on to everybody that I know. And why? Because we need to make it a big thing. Because it's the first and the only treaty in Australia. Australia is the only country in the Commonwealth that hasn't got a treaty with its First People, with its traditional owners, First Nations people. We have to keep rapping that tune. Why? Because it says so much that this state's leading the way in how we can get these kind of outcomes. Other states are watching what we do as the example, as the light leading the way. This was a historic moment. So it took the Allan Labor government its commitment to get this passed through Parliament. It was started in the Andrews government and it's finished in the Allan government. It's now the treaty era. Yay! I'm watching, who's not clapping? Local government too will be involved with this. It's First Peoples residents and traditional owners. We seek the understanding and support of the broader community to support our treaty so we can be self-determining for our communities into the future. And we need your support to do that. We appreciate the Darebin Council and recognise them for their respectful and dedicated way in which they deal with First Peoples issues in supporting the DAC, Darebin Aboriginal Advisory Committee. We acknowledge the traditional country in which we gather tonight, that of the Wurundjeri Woi-wurrung people, and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging, as they are our knowledge holders, our cultural authority and our wisdom givers. In our traditional language, I say Wominjika. To other elders here tonight, I say a special welcome, Wominjika. Wominjika means welcome in a general term or come with purpose. You've come here tonight with purpose to see a new mayor get elected. Please take home our sharing of our country with you. So Wominjika Yemen Kundi Bik Wurundjeri Woi-wurrung Balak, means welcome to the traditional country of the Wurundjeri clans Woiwurrung people. Nungodjun, thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Uncle Andrew. We will move to the purpose for this evening. For regular watchers of council meetings, you will notice it's a little unusual for the CEO to open a council meeting, but it's because of the special purpose tonight. So in line with Section 25 of the Local Government Act 2020, the CEO is required to conduct the mayoral election. Once a mayor has been elected, I will pass the role of chair to the mayor for the remainder of the meeting. So you only have me for a little while, hopefully. I'd like to welcome our councillors present this evening: Councillor Matt Arturi, Councillor Emily Demetriadis, Councillor Ruth Jelly, Councillor Christine O'Laris OAM, Councillor Julia Bryan, Councillor Alexandra Sangster, Councillor Vasilia Salkas, and Councillor Angela Villella. Welcome, everyone. Unfortunately, Councillor Connie Bogos wasn't able to attend tonight's meeting. I'm also aware that we are joined by family and friends of our councils at these events, and I want to welcome you. It's lovely to have you here to join us this evening. At the conclusion of tonight's meeting, everyone will be invited next door to the Shire Hall to join us for refreshments, and we look forward to your company then. There's a few things that are different about the meeting to elect a mayor. So councillors, and for the gallery's information, Regulation 7 of the Local Government Governance Integrity Regulations provide for a small number of exemptions from declarations of conflicts of interest, and these exemptions include the election of the mayor and deputy mayor. And so just to be clear for everyone, at tonight's meeting, being scheduled for the sole purpose of this election, there is no need for any declarations of conflicts of interest to be made. So with that, we move to the first item of business this evening, which is an acknowledgement of the outgoing mayor and deputy mayor. As mayor, Councillor O'Laris has been a calm, fair and stable leader, bringing together a new team of councillors and helping them to work collaboratively amongst themselves and with us as the administration. And I wish to just thank her very much for that. And on behalf of the City of Darebin, I'd like to invite you to the front to be recognised for the leadership that you have provided over the last year.
Nice.
So hopefully that captures your memories. And please, we'd invite you just to maybe share some reflections if you would like to.
Yes. Happen to have a speech handy. Good evening, everyone. I can't help but also acknowledge that we are meeting tonight on the lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people and pay my respect to elders past and present and extend that to other Aboriginal people who might be here this evening. And thank you so much, Uncle Andrew, for that very generous welcome to country. And we met Uncle Andrew, I think, about a year ago today when we were first all elected. So it was very lovely to make that kind of loop. I also want to acknowledge, we've heard about treaty, but we also had a very historic signing of a landmark partnership agreement between the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung Corporation, Cultural Heritage Aboriginal Corporation and Darebin Council in this week. We are the first local government in Victoria to enter into this kind of partnership, and I'm truly honoured to have been the mayor during this historic moment. So with my term as mayor now at a close, I've been reflecting on what an incredible privilege it's been to serve this community. Darebin is a place where diversity is celebrated, where people are socially and environmentally conscious, and where creativity thrives. Every day in this role has reminded me of why I am so proud to call Darebin home. As Mayor, I've absolutely loved engaging with our community, from festivals and cultural celebrations to school and sporting events, friends of groups and gallery openings. With a migrant background myself, our citizenship ceremonies have been especially joyful and meaningful. I've loved all of these events because they are where the passion, heart and generosity of our community truly shines. It's also been an incredibly productive year. We did a lot of learning. 7 of us were brand new to being councillors, myself included. But we set the directions and priorities for the term throughout our Darebin Plan 2025 to 2029 and developed the associated action plan and budget. Lots of stuff in there. We appointed our wonderful CEO, Anne Howard, and we delivered so many other positive outcomes for our community with just a few examples, including new playgrounds and sporting pavilions and expanded kindergartens. And we've strengthened partnerships and advocacy with other levels of government, ensuring that Darebin's voice is heard. We also very sadly farewelled Councillor Gaetano Greco, and after a by-election, welcomed Councillor Angela Villela. One of the achievements I'm most proud of is the way that we have worked together as councillors, with respect, integrity and a genuine commitment to collaboration. We haven't always agreed, and that of course is a healthy thing, but we have challenged each other constructively. We've listened to the community and we've made decisions we believe are best for Darebin. Thank you to all the councillors for contributing to a culture that I believe strengthens local democracy and sets us up for an even more productive year ahead. I want to thank Deputy Mayor Dimitriadis for her support throughout the year, and I want to call out to our staff, community partners and volunteers. Thank you all for your support and dedication. And finally, to our amazing community, thank you for your ideas, your energy and your belief in what we can build together. You are what makes Darebin so extraordinary. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Alaris. I'd also now like to acknowledge our outgoing Deputy Mayor, Councillor Dimitriadis, and her contribution as Deputy Mayor for the last 12 months. Again, supporting the leadership of our council, and it's been wonderful to see how everyone has worked together under this leadership. So, this way.
I too would like to acknowledge the traditional owners on the land on which we gather today, the Wurundjeri Wurrung people of the Eastern Kulin Nations. I pay my respects to elders past and present and extend that respect to all First Nations people here today. I want to also thank you, Uncle Andrew Gardiner, for the welcome to country. Sovereignty was never ceded, and the legacy of care for country and community continues to guide us. Serving the city of Darebin this past year has been one of the greatest honours of my life. I want to express my sincere thanks to Darebin Council staff, the new CEO, and to all councillors, especially to Mayor Christine Alaris. It has been a privilege to work alongside you. Your leadership, integrity, and commitment to justice and equity have shaped our shared vision and inspired so many. Together, we have worked towards a 20-year community vision that reflects the aspirations and hope of our people. Our council plan sets a courageous path forward with priorities grounded in values that matter deeply: honouring Aboriginal culture and knowledge, advancing equity, diversity and inclusion, promoting health and well-being, leading boldly on climate, strengthening vibrant local places and economy, and ensuring transparency through thoughtful engagement and accountable decision-making. This is a commitment to real outcomes for community that has driven me every single day in this role. I have been inspired by the extraordinary residents who show up, who care, who advocate, who dream of more than just who dream of more inclusive and a hopeful future. I've met community members whose passion reminds me of why local government is the closest and most meaningful form of democracy, where decisions are not abstract, but deeply personal, where we feel the impact of every choice immediately. Thank you, Darebin, for the privilege of serving you.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Dimitriadis. We will move to the business now. We will start with item 4.2, the determination of the mayoral term. I'm going to call for a motion to set the mayoral term at either 1 or 2 years, as is available to council under the legislation. So I will call for a motion. Thank you, Councillor Turi. Your motion?
I'll move that the mayoral term be 1 year.
1 year. Thank you very much. Is there a seconder for the motion? Thank you, Councillor O'Brien. Would the mover like to speak to the motion?
No, thanks.
Okay, would the seconder like to speak to the motion?
No, thank you.
I think we're getting on with business tonight. Very good. Okay, I'll go immediately to a vote. I'll ask for a show of hands in favour of the motion. And that is carried unanimously. Thank you, councillors. Okay, now you have to bear with me because I do need to outline the process of the mayoral election, which has a bit of detail in it, but hopefully we don't need all of it. But just for clarity and so that everybody understands how it will progress, I will outline the process. Before I call for nominations for the position of mayor, I just want to make reference to the fact that the election of the mayor will be conducted in accordance with the Local Government Act. I will start by calling for nominations. I will ask for each nomination to be seconded, and I will then ask for the candidate to affirm if they are happy to accept that nomination. I will repeat the call for nominations until there are no further nominations. In the event that only one councillor is nominated, then there is no vote. The legislation would say that mayor is immediately elected. But if we have more than one nomination, I will provide an opportunity for candidates to speak briefly about what they may bring to the role of the mayor. I will invite candidates to speak for no more than 3 minutes in the order that they are nominated. There is no opportunity for other councillors to speak for or against nominations or ask questions. And once candidates have addressed the meeting, we will then move to the voting. The voting will also take place in the order of nominations. As per Section 25 of the Local Government Act 2020, to be elected as a mayor, a candidate must receive the vote of an absolute majority of council, and so for the City of Darebin that will require 5 votes, at least. Voting will be undertaken by a show of hands for each candidate after I read out their name in order of nomination, and every councillor in attendance must vote for at least one and only one candidate. If one candidate receives an absolute majority of votes, that is 5 or more votes, I will declare at that time that the councillor is elected as the mayor. If we do have 3 or more candidates and no candidates receive an absolute majority, then the candidate with the least number of votes will be defeated, and I will call for a vote for the remaining candidates, and we will work through that process until a councillor has an absolute majority and we have an outcome. I want to acknowledge that because we have an even number of councillors tonight, it is possible we could have 2 candidates and neither receives an absolute majority of votes. So just to let everyone know how I intend to conduct that election in that case. In that situation, I'll call for again for a vote for the 2 candidates, and I am confident we will have an outcome this evening. Okay. Councillors, are there any nominations for the office of the mayor? Councillor Jelly.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Julie O'Brien.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Jelly. Is there a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Sangster. Councillor O'Brien, do you accept the nomination?
I do, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any further nominations? Councillor Olaris.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Emily Dimitriadis.
Thank you, Councillor Olaris. Is there a seconder for the nomination? Thank you, Councillor Turi. Councillor Dimitriadis, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any further nominations? There are no further nominations. We have 2 candidates. Thank you. As there's more than one candidate, we'll proceed with inviting our candidates to speak briefly for no more than 3 minutes about what they might bring to the role of Mayor. And as in order of nomination, I'll invite Councillor O'Brien first. Thanks.
Thank you. Hopefully this works at this distance. Thank you, colleagues. I'm putting myself forward for Mayor because after the good start we've made together in year 1, I believe this next year needs leadership that is fair, rational and genuinely collaborative. Leadership that brings our different strengths together and keeps us focused on what matters to our community. For me, the mayoral role is fundamentally about integrity, tone and culture. It's about fostering an environment where every councillor can contribute constructively, even when we begin in very different places. It's about supporting each other professionally, listening openly, and setting a standard for how we want this organisation and our community to see us. Throughout my career, I've led and supported teams under pressure with limited resources and competing priorities. I've consistently been able to find common ground, build trust, and help people move forward towards shared outcomes. My background in business partnerships and tertiary education strengthened that ability, working across different interests, aligning goals, and turning diverse viewpoints into workable solutions. I also bring a strategic lens grounded in practical sustainability experience. It's taught me how to hold long-term vision alongside day-to-day realities and how to turn big goals into achievable plans. That perspective will shape how I approach advocacy, decision-making, and communication. If elected Mayor, I want to continue strengthening our governance and transparency. I want to introduce a public rolling forward planner so our community knows what's coming and when. I want our governance reports to be more accessible. I want our advocacy to be more visible, including publishing letters from the Mayor and CEO so we're all clear on what we're asking for. And I believe our hearing of submissions should offer earlier, more constructive opportunities for community input on significant matters. Internally, I want to support our processes, opportunities for councillor input into briefing agendas, regular debriefs so we can learn and improve, and consistent sharing of community insights, and more proactive audit and risk updates so we're deeply understanding and responding to the key issues across our community. Also importantly, I want us to work positively and closely with our executive leadership team and officers, respecting their expertise and ensuring we operate as an evidence-based, empathetic and purpose-driven group. Collaboration is essential, but it's also standing up for community is crucial. With major planning changes coming from the state government, we need a mayor who can advocate clearly, confidently and constructively to represent Darebin's interests. In closing, my commitment is simple: to lead with integrity, to listen carefully, to provide calm, strategic leadership, to help us work as a unified team, delivering outcomes our community can trust, and to do all of this with respect for the beautiful Wurundjeri land we are privileged to call home in Darebin. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor O'Brien. Councillor Dimitriadis, would you like to make an address?
As Darebin's longest-serving councillor, I offer a track record of listening, working and delivering to our community on the priorities you have entrusted to us. Over the past 5 years, I've seen firsthand the strength, resilience, and generosity of people across Darebin. And it is that spirit that inspires me to put myself forward to be your mayor. I believe in what is possible when communities are united, not divided. I will seek to lead through collaboration, respect, and shared purpose. Darebin is one of the most diverse, creative, and socially progressive communities in Australia. Our council must reflect that strength, not only in representation, but in the way we govern. We must model participatory democracy, inviting our residents into decision-making, not simply informing them after decisions are made. And we must speak with our community, not at them. My commitments, if elected as mayor, are that I will work collaboratively with every councillor at this table. I will work constructively with our new CEO and our dedicated council officers. I will work side by side with our community, listening with humility and acting with purpose. My door will always be open. I will foster respectful debate, shared leadership, and transparent decision-making. I will champion outcomes that improve the everyday lives of the people who call Darebin home. I believe deeply in this community. I believe in its future, and I believe that if we lead with courage and compassion, we can achieve extraordinary things. I will continue to work with the same passion, dedication, transparency, and love for this community that has shaped me in every step of this role. Thank you.
Thank you, candidates. Okay, I'll now call for votes in the order of nomination. Those voting for Councillor Julie O'Brien, please raise your hand and keep it raised. I have 3 votes for Councillor O'Brien. Those voting for Councillor Emily Demetriadis, please raise your hand and keep it raised. I have 5 votes for Councillor Demetriadis, and in accordance with the Local Government Act and our governance rules, it is my honour to declare that Councillor Emily Demetriadis has received an absolute majority of votes and has been elected as the Mayor of the City of Darebin. Yes, you do. Just pop there. Swap name tags. Congratulations. Now. More flowers to bookend.
I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we gather today, the Wurundjeri Wurrung people of the Eastern Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to elders past and present and extend that respect to all First Nations people here today. As a second-generation migrant woman whose family arrived in a country that had not yet been honoured sovereignty, I recognise the profound privilege of living and leading on unceded land. My family built a life here without ever fully understanding the costs carried by First Peoples, land taken without treaty, culture attacked, languages silenced. Today, I'm here with deep pride that we are in Victoria, a place committed to treaty, truth and self-determination. This commitment is not symbolic. It must shape how we govern, how we engage, and how we walk forward together. And I pledge that throughout my time as Mayor, this commitment to First Peoples will not waver. It is an incredible honour to be elected as the Mayor of the City of Darebin. I want to thank my fellow councillors for placing your trust in me. I do not take this responsibility lightly. I will work every single day to earn that trust, to lead with integrity, transparency, and a spirit of servant leadership, where leadership is not about status or power, but about service, humility, and the collective good. I also want to acknowledge and thank Councillor Christine Olares for her leadership and her commitment to this community over the past year. Christine, you have guided us with steadiness and grace, and you leave a legacy of collaboration that I intend to honour. Tonight, I stand here with humility and pride, knowing that I stand on the shoulders of giants. Leaders who fought hard, who refused to accept injustice, and who proved that courage and community can reshape what is possible. We owe them not only our gratitude, but our commitment to continue the work. We must never forget the foundations they laid, and we must never grow complacent. To the former members of Parliament, Maria Van Vakino and the Honourable Jenny Mikakos, thank you. Your strength, wisdom, and your unwavering commitment to equity and justice have been a guiding light throughout my journey. Your leadership carved pathways where none existed, and your mentorship reminds me every day that service must be courageous, principled, and grounded in community. It is an honour to continue the work that you began, and I am profoundly grateful to have you in my corner. Thank you. And to our outstanding local members of Parliament, Jed Carney, Kat Theophanous, Nathan Lambert, and Sheena Watt, thank you for your steadfast partnership and your passionate advocacy for the people of Darebin. Whilst Parliament is sitting, I want to publicly express my gratitude to you all for the work we have done together in shaping outcomes that matter to our residents. I look forward to strengthening that partnership as we continue to fight for what is fair, what is needed, and what our community deserves. Tonight, I also want to recognise the profound loss of our colleague and friend, Councillor Gaetano Greco. Gaetano's belief in grassroots community action, in participatory democracy and in citizenship shaped Darebin in ways that will echo far beyond his time. His vision still lives in these chambers. It lives in the way we listen, in the way we empower community voice, and in the way we refuse to walk past injustice. Gaetano reminded us what this work is really about, the people. And I carry his spirit with me as I step into this role, especially his work to ensure all members of our community are consulted and heard, not just the most vocal. To my family who are here tonight, and to the friends who have supported me since the day I was elected in 2022, thank you. Your love, passion, patience, and belief in me have been my foundation. To my daughter, I hope that seeing your mother serve her community shows that women, especially mothers, can lead, can build, can fight for fairness, inclusion, and justice. We can raise families and raise our voices. To the people of Darebin, my home, the community that raised me, it is a privilege to walk beside you. Our community is vibrant, diverse, creative, generous, and resilient. We are a community that shows up for one another. We are a community that rejects hate, rejects division, and rejects the politics of fear. We choose connection over polarisation. We choose respect over outrage. We choose hope. Over the next year, I am committed to working collaboratively with each of my councillor colleagues, with our new CEO and our dedicated council staff. We will deliver strong and transparent governance, excellence in local service delivery, and genuine community engagement. We will listen to what matters to you and we will act. My door will always be open and my ears will always be ready to hear you. We are living through complex times, socially, economically, and environmentally. But I believe in Darebin. I believe in who we are and what we can build together. I believe that representative democracy can still be powerful when it is grounded in empathy, participation, and truth. So tonight, I recommit myself to the work ahead, to the community, to inclusion, to justice and human rights, to courage over comfort, to action on the climate emergency, including the bigger focus of climate adaptation, and to build a city of Darebin that reflects the very best of who we are. I am honoured to embark on this journey with you. Thank you. So the Council establishes the office of the Deputy Mayor and determines that the Deputy Mayor be elected for a term of... Do we have anyone who would like to move a motion on item 4.4, which establishes the office of the Deputy Mayor? Oh, Councillor Ruth Jelly.
Do you need me to state the motion? I move that Council establishes the office of the Deputy Mayor and determines that the Deputy Mayor may be elected for a term of 1 year.
Thank you. Is there a seconder for the determination of the term of the Deputy Mayor?
Happy to second, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Villella. Would you like to speak to the motion, Councillor Jelly?
No, thank you, Mayor.
No. Would you like to speak to the motion?
No, thank you, Mayor.
Okay, so I'll put the item to vote. All those in favour of 1 year for the role of the Deputy Mayor? Oh, that's me too. That's carried unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to item 4.4, in accordance with Council's governance rules, I will now conduct the election of the Deputy Mayor. The process of the election of the Deputy Mayor is the same as that for the election of the Mayor and will be conducted in accordance with the Local Government Act 2020. Councillors, are there any nominations for the Deputy Mayor? Councillor Villella?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to move a motion to nominate Councillor Mataturi.
Thank you. Is there a seconder for the motion? Councillor Tselkos? Councillor Aturi, do you accept the nomination?
I do, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any further nominations? Yes, Councillor Sangster?
Yes, I'd like to nominate Councillor O'Brien for the role of Deputy Mayor.
And is there a seconder for that nomination? Councillor Ruth Jelly? Do you accept the nomination, Councillor O'Brien?
Yes, Mayor, thank you.
Wonderful. So I will now hand it over to councillors to... Oh, the nominations? Yep. So the nominations...
Are there any others?
Oh, are there any other nominations, sorry, for the role of Deputy Mayor? No. So now I'll pass it on to each councillor, each nominee to say a speech, if you'd like. Councillor Turi, you were nominated first. Would you like to speak?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Mayor, can I first congratulate you on your election to the mayoralty, and can I also thank the councillors who moved and seconded my nomination. Councillors, I think when we consider the deputy mayoralty, I think we have to ask ourselves who is best to work with and support the elected mayor of the day. I'm confident in my and Councillor Demetriadis's working relationship, and I believe that she and I would make a good team as we continue Council's work into 2026. Over the last 12 months, I've had the opportunity to contribute to each of the unique areas of Council's strategy and decision-making on behalf of this fantastic community, who I'm so lucky to represent and be a part of. What has enabled me to be effective in this role is my willingness to work collaboratively with all councillors, no matter their political persuasion or views on any particular matter, all the while ensuring that we have at the centre of our decision-making the Darebin community. I have been and will continue to be committed to working closely with the Mayor and other councillors to ensure that we continue to be a council that works respectfully and constructively together, and to foster an environment where we respect and consider different opinions before coming to a decision. This is something that we as a council group have worked very hard to change and implement, and I will do my best, and I hope we all will, to do our best to ensure that this continues into the next year. During my time on council, I've also had the experience and the opportunity to represent and advocate for Darebin at meetings of the MAV and a meeting of the M9 just recently. I believe that this puts me in good stead to support the Mayor in her leadership, the organisation in its strategic advocacy, and most importantly, our community more broadly over the next 12 months. Councillors, I would be humbled for your support. Thank you.
Councillor Julie O'Brien, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you. Yes. Well, let's be honest. I'm a fine balance of optimistic and realistic, so the result of mayoralty has not come as a surprise. Congratulations, Mayor Dimitriadis. But because I'm adaptable and I like to be prepared, I did come tonight with a solid plan B, and that was to put myself forward for Deputy Mayor. And the qualities that I spoke about earlier, being fair, rational and focused on bringing people together, are the qualities that are equally valuable to the deputy role. The Deputy Mayor can be the person who quietly keeps things balanced, steadying the ship, supporting the office of Mayor and helping maintain the constructive tone that our community expects of its leadership. For me, a good leadership team is not a closed shop or an exclusive club. It's a partnership that sets a tone for openness, respect and collaboration. One that shows the community that we are representing the full diversity of views across Darebin, not just a particular slice of it. The balance is essential for public trust, and it's something I take very seriously. Throughout my career, I've often been the two I see: a reliable backstop, the sounding board, and the constructive challenger when needed. Supporting leadership while strengthening through honest reflection and strategic but practical thinking is something I'm very comfortable with. As Deputy Mayor, that's exactly what I would bring: strong and grounded support for the Mayor, a stabilising influence during challenging discussions, and a commitment to ensuring the way we work reflects unity, respect and balance, both internally and publicly. I also think it's really important that the leadership team reflects the breadth of our community. Darebin is diverse in its perspectives and expectations, and our public tone needs to show that we hear and weigh all of it. As outlined earlier, I'd continue championing improvements in transparency, accessible reporting, earlier community engagement, and stronger internal processes. And in particular, I would support respectful collaborative work with our ELT and officers, so we're all genuinely pulling in the same direction. Because ultimately, how we operate together shapes how productive we will be, and that will be how the community sees us. A good Deputy Mayor plays a key role in that, helping set the rhythm, the culture, and the confidence that the community has in our decisions. So while Plan A may not have landed, Plan B was always ready, and it comes with just as much commitment, clarity, and care. I would be honoured to serve as Deputy Mayor and help ensure we represent the widest view of our community with fairness and integrity. Thank you.
I will now call for votes in the order of nomination. Those voting in favour of Councillor Arturi, please raise your hand. So that is 5 votes for Councillor Arturi. It's Councillor Christina Lares, Councillor Vasilios Telkos, Councillor Angela Villala, Councillor Emily Dimitriadis and Councillor Matt Arturi. Those voting for Councillor Julie O'Brien, please raise your hand. That's 3 votes, so it's Councillor Ruth Jelly, Councillor Julie O'Brien and Councillor Alex Sangster. In accordance with Council's Governance Rules 2020, I declare that Councillor Arturi has received an absolute majority of votes and has been duly elected as the Deputy Mayor of the City of Darebin. Congratulations, Councillor Arturi. Would you like to say? That brings us to the end of the formalities for this evening. Thank you to all for attending and for your interest in tonight's councillor meeting. You are invited to join us for some light refreshments in the Shire Hall. Councillors, can I ask you to please stay behind so that we can take some official photographs before we join our guests. I declare this meeting closed and the time is 7:26. Thank you.